Carl, this question is in relation to the AIM programme. Just to ask yourself, Minister, to review and possibly expand the AIM programme, given the vital role they play in the early years sector, and if you can make a statement on the matter. Thanks.
Thank you, Deputy. Since 2016, my department has funded the Access and Inclusion Model AIM to ensure that children with disabilities can access the Early Learning and Early Childhood Care and Education (ECHE) programme. Its goal is to empower preschool providers to deliver an inclusive preschool experience, ensuring that every eligible child can meaningfully participate in the ECCE programme and reap the benefits of high-quality early learning and care. And AIM offers tailored, practical supports. Some are universal, some are targeted, and they're based on need, and they do not require a formal diagnosis of disability. And close to 20,000 children with a disability have benefited from targeted supports under AIM since its introduction. One of the commitments in First Five, the whole of government strategy for babies, young children and their families, was to undertake an evaluation of AIM and, subject to the evaluation findings and other relevant developments, to consider enhancements to or extensions of AIM, for example, to all early learning and care services, all school-age childcare services, and to children with additional needs other than a disability. The AIM evaluation commenced in 2021 and it's now close to completion, and the final report is due to be published in Q3 of this year. And the findings from that evaluation will inform further development of AIM, which is a commitment in First Five. But in the meantime, I've recently allocated additional funding to AIM to support children with disabilities access the ECCE programme, and specifically from September of this year, an additional capitation provided to AIM to enable a lower adult-child ratio is going to increase by 14% from September. So the AIM capitation was €210 per week. It's now going to raise to €240 per week, and this will benefit approximately 3,500 ECHE services across the country.
Thanks, Minister. Yeah, I know that there was a recent increase, and that's welcome. I suppose I'm wondering, is there any plans or possibility that AIM could be expanded outside of ECC for the younger cohort? We actually, this is coming on the back of a visit we did to a family resource centre that I believe you were actually at as well. It's in Limerick, the Kings Island facility. And I know that they have sort of a high level of demand for the AIM programme. And sometimes I think what happens with parents is, if you can get AIM with ECC and yet you're in maybe potentially full daycare, that people don't really understand then if you're saying to one child, well, look, you can't actually maybe access the full day. It's not that they're saying they can't. I think, you know, the point I'm trying to make, that it was very difficult for them if they don't have that AIM support. And given that, I suppose we don't have a huge amount of maybe even ASD preschools throughout the country, is expanding AIM outside of just ECC, is that a possibility of looking at supporting those children? Thanks.
Thanks, Deputy. Well, nothing is off the table in terms of a broadening of AIM. I know how good a programme it is. I've spoken to parents who've experienced the value for their child. I've spoken to services who've seen they've been able to do so much more for children. So my starting point is I want to expand access to AIM. You know, I like to do things after the research is completed so I can understand what is the current situation. I've acted on the many reports that we have done in childcare so far, and I hope to be able to act on the AIM evaluation that will be coming in Q3 and be able to expand it. It probably will be an incremental expansion, because there are different, do you go younger, as you say, the 0 to 3 group? Do you go to school-age childcare? Do you give it to the existing group with outside the ECHE hours? And obviously there are financial considerations on all of that, but it is such a good investment. And like you, I was in Kings Island. I saw the amazing work the team do there. As you know, we're also working on the DESH type model as well, kind of a broader support for socially disadvantaged young people, and probably the merger of the two there, the crossover of the two, will hopefully provide more support for children who need it the most.
Yeah, no, thanks, Minister. That's welcome. That in relation to like a review of AIM, because I do think, and it's a more recent programme as well, I think, that we've seen where there really is, the benefits are actually incredible. I know that there's lots of elements to it. I suppose it's because you see the benefits for children that there's such a demand for it, because if it can be expanded out, certainly I think to children in potentially full daycare, but I know that there is kind of lots of sections to that, but I think that's good. And the research that you're doing, you're hoping to have that maybe between September and December of this year it completed, and is there consultation with that kind of the early learning group that you have in the interdepartmental group as well? Just because I think that's important, because there is like facilities like the one in Limerick, for example, that have so much knowledge on it. I think like their input and others' input would be really invaluable as well.
Thanks very much, Deputy. I can maybe get back to you with a little more detail in terms of the process. As I say, it started in 2021, so it's been quite a lengthy and detailed process. I would imagine it's engaged with providers who have undertaken this work. I think the real strength of AIM is its flexibility. As we know, the DESH model used in primary or secondary school is kind of all or nothing. You get DESH status or you don't, whereas AIM has this graduated level of support, 1 to 7, recognising that a situation in different services and indeed different children may be different, and it should be tailored as such. And I think our approach to supporting disadvantage, which again we're looking to advance, will probably be like that again, make it a little bit more tailored to the needs of a particular service, recognising that you can have a service in what is maybe regarded as an affluent area, but maybe many of the children, or even some of the children, because of renting, because of the different social circumstances of people, some children there may need additional supports.